Hey, gang. I'm currently sitting outside of Mike's studio. I break in to his office building frequently. But it's okay. He taught me how to do it, so it's fine. So I apologize if it's a little echoey, but I'm waiting on Mike. I'm always here much earlier than he'd like me to be. But it's been a full year, you guys. It's now February. It has been a full year since I said, fuck it, and let's see what happens, and started the pod. And now we are at 50 episodes. And I just wanted to jump on quickly before the last episode of season one and thank all of you for listening. I mean, it's again, and I know I've mentioned this plenty of times before, and I did this for me. I love people's stories. I really think I have some interesting friends. And quite frankly, this is also an excuse to kind of catch up with some people that maybe I haven't gotten to talk to that often lately. And it's been great. And this journey has taken me much further than I expected. And I just wanted to pop on quick and just again, just really tell you how appreciative I am that you listen, that any of you listen at all. I know not everybody listens consistently. Maybe you've only listened to your episode, and that's okay. Some people, even who have been on the pod, still do not listen to the pod at all, and that's also okay. Again, I did this for me, and as I've always said, if one person likes it, that's great. But every so often I'll get a message from a friend that says, "Hey, just so you know, I'm listening." It's like, man, I just, gratitude is the attitude. And I just really wanted to take a minute and just thank you guys so much. Again, a lot has changed in a year, and it's crazy to look back at the year and where I was, where I started, again, not really knowing what the pod would be like, what it would be about. And here we are. So I just want to thank you guys. But we are going to take a pause between season one and season two, just because, again, and I fucking mention it enough, I am going to Australia. I will be traveling for 2 full weeks, and just thought that would be a good place to stop and kind of, give everybody a break, let you guys catch up with other podcasts, maybe other things that you've got going on in life. And so that's what's going on. So we're going to have episodes all the way through February, the month of February. And actually, I think this episode will be airing the beginning of March, if I'm reading the calendar properly. But then probably going to take a break for about 3 or 4 weeks and start up again in April. So that's the plan. As you guys know, with scheduling, shit goes south quickly for me often. But I have been reaching out to people already for season two. Season two is going to start with my recap of my Australia trip. I am going to try and do kind of like a travel vlog, whatever the hell pod that Mike is going to have to really, really edit. I apologize in advance, Mike. But so that's going to be like the first and possibly second, I should say, episodes of season two. So look out for that. As I've mentioned before, I'm also trying to land a really big interview out in Australia. This is airing again after the trip, but I'm recording this beforehand. So I'm still not sure what's going on with that. So please just think happy thoughts for me. And, if it happens, you'll get a nice surprise in, the first or second episode. And if not, it's cool. You still get to hear about all the awesome shit that I got to do out in Australia. So again, I'm here just to say thank you. I almost put on and listen, if you want updates, because I am going to post on Facebook, even during the hiatus. Go to the Facebook fan page. It's Try Not to Curse Podcast on Facebook. Follow, like, and subscribe. That way you can get all of the updates and, other stupid shit that I post on there. And comment back, because again, because I'm across so many platforms, I don't necessarily see people's comments in real time right away. And I'm certainly not like notified when anybody makes a comment regularly. So, yeah. So if you join the Facebook page, then there you can at least interact. Let me know what you think of each episode. and that kind of thing. Again, if you think you have an interesting story, you want to come on the pod, everyone is welcome. If you have friends that you feel have a really interesting job or just a story that should be shared, as you guys know, like I'm a big advocate for, just education and sharing unique stories. So, send them my way as well. Towards the end of this season, I ended up interviewing people that I had never met before, and I would like to keep that going. So, if you know of anybody, or like I said, you yourself have a story that you think people might want to hear, shout it out. Let me know. But yeah, I really, truly do want to thank you. And I want to thank all of my guests that have come on the show. Some of them have come on multiple times, as you guys already know, but I just appreciate everyone taking that time, especially because, this is low budget. I'm not paying anyone other than Mike to edit and put this stuff together for me, and the platform that I use to get the episodes out into the world. But I don't pay my guests. Sometimes I pay them in coffee if they come to the studio. But that's about it. So everyone is doing this just out of the goodness of their heart, the kindness of their heart, taking that time to have these important conversations and to bring this information to you all. So I just, like I said, want to say thank you so much. And I recognize that I repeat myself, and believe me, I hear it. So I apologize for that too. It's not going to stop, unfortunately, because that's just how I talk. But I hear it. So thank you all so, so much, and look forward to season 2. This was Try Not to Curse. Well, this is Try Not to Curse, and we'll catch you in a couple weeks.
Hey gang, welcome to a special 50th episode of Try Not to Curse. This is officially the end of season 1. And back with me is my guest from episode number 1.
Oh, wow.
Joe, how are ya?
I'm good. How long has it? Wait, when did you start?
I started in February and I'm ending in February.
Oh, 1 year.
So it's been a full year.
You stuck with it that long, 365 days.
I've wanted to do this forever.
I know.
I'm not stopping.
I started and then I was like, nah. Thought about it again. And I was like, no, time schedule. Ooh.
So a little admin. We are currently standing in the ticket window box of Bank Street Theater because we are helping out my buddy producer Mike. As you all know, his film just came out and we are getting some reactions from folks as they leave the theater. So I said, you know what, Joe, it's really hard to get the two of us together. Historically, always has been. So let's try and record a little bit of the pod now while we're waiting for people to get out. So it's just me and him in the ticket window looking a little weird.
Which is fine because it's actually cool because this was our first big movie review.
Yeah,
was
back when we were doing that.
Movie reviews was at AMC Theater right after Infinity War.
Yeah. It was Infinity War. It was before Endgame. Yeah, dude.
Wow.
No, it wasn't. We saw Endgame.
It was Endgame, right?
It was Endgame.
And we snuck in because you were working there
We
at that
didn't
time?
sneak in. I asked if we could hang out in the empty theater. We did not sneak in. I got permission. Thank you very much.
Okay. But it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Are you still watching as many movies?
Yeah, I just saw 2 last night.
Which ones?
I saw Origin and oh my God, what's the name of the other one?
I saw
Miller's
it last
Girl.
night.
Miller's Girl. But that's the problem. And again, everyone on the pod knows this historically. The moment I book the showing, it's out of my head. I couldn't tell you. I'm just showing up. I'm going to sit down in the theater and watch it.
But are you reviewing it? Are you thinking about it? Like, does it leave a lasting impression on you anymore?
Oh yeah, Miller's Girl was incredible. So good. Origin was so good. Yeah.
The one she couldn't remember was so good.
It doesn't, that's a different thing. That's a different compartment in my brain. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I know what I saw.
Okay.
That's all that matters. But I already talked with Jeff about those films, so we're going to move along.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to meet, you actually recorded a movie star.
Yeah. He's probably the most famous person next to my uncle on TikTok.
Yeah, which is still the wildest thing in the world.
Yeah, dude.
I know. So,
yeah.
Okay. All right, cool.
And also my uncle refuses to admit that he's famous, so.
How many followers?
He has over 100,000 followers.
Oh, that's good.
You should be one of them. Why are you not following him on TikTok?
I don't follow. I know. The tickety-tocky thing is like the thing I should be doing but don't do just because.
Yeah, dude. You'd be so good at it though.
I know.
Genuinely
Genuinely would love it.
Yeah.
I have a problem figuring out if I'm supposed to be like I know you should need to be authentically you, but like,
no, there are so many phonies on there. Like, don't even worry about, you don't have to put on a persona. You don't have to have a gimmick.
I don't want a gimmick. That's actually like the issue is that I'm so many people. Yeah. Like I do so many different things. I engage all over the world.
You're like a parfait.
Yeah. So like
so many layers.
You would go to my site, my page, and you'd be like, what is he absolutely talking about now?
That's kind of how my TikTok is too, though. Okay. Like I do post I tried to start off doing one specific thing, and then I just started posting random shit. So it's okay. It's all good.
Fair
you can do what you want.
Dancing and stuff with.
Not that I'm in it a lot. I'm still never on TikTok at all.
No, I anytime I go, it's a guaranteed 20-minute loss of my life. That's why I don't do it. I'm like. Guaranteed.
So my girl Abby, as who you all know, talked to a couple of times this year. My job restricts TikTok, so we can't see it at all when I'm at work. So I just don't look at it. I don't think about it. It's not a part of my routine. Every time I open that sucker up, literally the last time I checked it, Abby sent me 80 TikToks. 80. It took me 10 minutes to view every single, and she's not stopping. I texted her. I was like, so just got to the 80 videos you sent me.
But you watched them all, so you enjoyed
I sure
them all.
did. I was like, I want you to know I appreciate our friendship. And she's like, cool, here's another 20. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
So it's definitely a mind suck and a time suck. And I'm actually really thankful that I can't watch them at work. So
no.
It's okay. And a lot of them are not safe for work. So
those are the best ones. So.
I mean, yeah. For sure.
So wait.
Well, so let's update everybody on what you are doing these days. When we first talked a year ago, you had started your business.
I did.
Did you just get married? Or no, you got married in October.
I got married in October, so I was engaged.
So you were engaged.
Yep.
So now you have since been married. You got a promotion at your real-time adult job.
Yes.
And you're busier than ever.
Yes.
At your quote unquote side hustle, hopefully future permanent job.
This is my identity.
Yeah. And here you are doing work with Mike.
Yeah, working with Mike. I do commercial photography, wedding videography, photography. I went to California last year in May for a wedding. I'm going to Rhode Island this year for another wedding. So yeah, what started off as a
passion project,
side YouTube
has
thing,
turned into a full-on passion,
full-on gig passion, and I love what I do.
That's fantastic.
It's been like a very big mix. So why I don't post often is because trying to figure out the path or the niche of what I really want to offer people.
Yeah.
And I finally think I figured it out at the end of last year.
Well, and again, having your own business, it's like, do I do exclusive business stuff? Do I do personal stuff that's interesting to me? Or do you do two separate accounts and do both?
So
that's a lot of time.
I have 3 accounts.
Ooh.
I own 3 different websites.
Okay.
I am Creative Journey Media, which does all my commercial stuff.
Okay.
Ella Studios is my wedding photography thing. And then Still Family Photography, which launches in May this year.
Ooh, girl.
Will be my family photos. So
that's cool.
So we'll be launching a very particular niche and the way that that's getting branded is that every single photography session that you book will come with a print. Because I feel like everybody's forgotten what it means to be at home and to build that home life, that family, and you need to put your kids back on the wall.
Yeah.
And the life that you have, and now I'm not limiting it to kids, more like anything that you enjoy should be captured in a still frame. So that's the point of the still family photography.
I mean, I've got the wall of fame. I totally understand. I just framed my ticket from the Candlewood premiere. So
I think that's a great thing. So we're the slogan is put moms back in photos.
Cute.
Right.
That's cute.
Because moms always are taking the photos and doing the stuff, and they're never taken with them.
And you always say that years later. You're like, there's no photos
of me.
You.
And so the literally the catch line is put moms back in photos.
I love that. That's brilliant.
Yes.
That's great.
So
how exciting.
I know, it's gonna be fun.
But again, so now you're at a weird place where you're trying to choose between your adult job and your your passion.
So you choose between security or your ever-loving dream.
Yeah. Well, and because again, it's not even people. I think people think that it just boils down to a paycheck. And at the end of the day, it's like, no, what comes with that? You've got kids. You have to think about their future education. You have to think about your healthcare as a family.
Oh,
you have,
401, Roth IRA.
bro.
I have a price match on my stocks.
Like, savings, because you want to enjoy the life you have, but you also, it's not going to be all about your business. You're going to want to take family vacays. You're going to want to upgrade the car. You're going to want to do all the other things
that come with it. So
it's not just a matter of being able to pay bills.
And it's also the plus side for me is like, I'm a workaholic. Always
you
have
are.
Been.
It's annoying.
Never been otherwise.
Yeah.
So this is I don't know what I would do if I just you finished all your edits. You finished everything. And now you just sit home.
Yeah.
I'd lose my mind.
Well, that's when you start making the TikTok videos.
So I'd be tickety-tockety all day.
Oh my God,
make a TikTok and do other stuff like that. But no, I think it's really important to find a passion. And so when you're talking about passion in business, I really believe that we corner ourselves off in this little box saying that we have to be this one thing. I can only do this one thing or this niche market or blah, 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 blah. But life is never like that. Cookie cutter life. Just because that's the quote unquote path to enlightenment.
But also if you start out without putting any expectations on yourself, it opens up the world so much. With this podcast, I had no idea where the direction was going. I didn't have a goal. It was one of those, I just want to chat with my friends and see where the conversation takes us. And then it kind of turned into this.
How many are you got a lot of downs now?
Yeah. Yeah. Other countries and whatnot, other states. Yes, sir. I mean, it helps to have family in other countries, but you know what? I'll take what I can get.
Whatever comes, it comes.
Yeah. But it's gotten to a point now where, the last dozen or so episodes, there are people in there who I've never personally met before.
That's
that
what
I'm
I
interviewing.
always love to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Jeff was a complete stranger to me. Aaron was a complete stranger to me. Jerry started out as a stranger to me. So it's really that's what I want to happen. I want to be able to branch out because I'm running through my friends really quickly.
I mean, you made it a year though.
Yeah.
That's a solid.
I mean, there were some breaks in between, but
I made it a year and a half with the 3 people I knew.
Yeah.
So you made it a year solo dolo. That's pretty impressive.
Well, and I keep saying the hardest part has been scheduling, especially because my schedule is not consistent. And so, Jessica has a podcast, but hers is, they schedule it every single week. She's got 3 other people to share the spotlight with. So it makes it easier. For me, it's not only do I want to interview people, but I want to interview people that have a story to tell and have something to say and have some information to share. I don't want to just keep throwing my friends on there and just be like, hey, let's just bullshit. Because at some point people are going to turn it off and be like, okay, you're not benefiting
So with
and there's so much content out there that it's how do you keep people's attention?
Oh, I think there's so much content out there, but there's the quality of communication.
Yes.
Is
garbage.
Yeah. So if you have a path or a vision, I always knew that I was good at talking to people.
You sure are.
And enjoying the engagement part of it.
Same,
so
yeah.
I went from I was doing DJ trivia for years.
Yep.
And realizing that I'm I like the meeting, the interacting with people, but it just only felt like I didn't get the chance. Now, granted, I say this as I'm saying, I realized that I did get a chance to leave an impact on people.
Yeah.
I had a wedding consultation last week on Wednesday, and it was originally scheduled for Tuesday, and then they're like, hey, we can't make it, snow, and she has appointments. I'm like, no worries, we'll just move it to Wednesday. But it was Wednesday at the Abbey, and I had no idea what goes down, because I haven't been to the Abbey in years.
Yeah.
So what happened was it was Singo.
Yep.
So musical bingo,
Singo bingo,
which is held by my bookkeeper, Gina. Yay, Gina!
Shout out Gina.
So she was doing that, and I was they're like, oh my God, Joseph's here.
Yeah.
The owner comes by, hangs me. Eamon from Penguins, which is such a weird way that I
love penguins.
Yeah,
I miss penguins.
There was all these things that interacted, and I was like, oh my God, you guys really still remember me, and your friend was there from.
That's helpful. We don't say that name.
Oh.
That's our first beep on my show. That's the first one right there. We don't say that name.
Okay.
No one knows who I work for.
Oh,
yeah.
My bad. I didn't know that.
Number one rule on the show.
I see. I didn't get
pretty
the
much the only rule for the show.
I didn't get that. I didn't get that memo.
So we're just going to put a nice little tone in there. Yeah. That's fine. That's my first one. I'm excited.
So I saw your friends, PB.
Yep.
Yeah.
Saw my homies from my job that we don't talk about. Sure. I mean, but again, who could that? There's a lot of people that work there, so it could be anyone.
I think it was Stephanie.
Nope.
All right, whatever her name is. I don't care. But they were there, okay. And they were like, "Oh my God, Joe!" I was like, "Oh my God!" She like, excuse me. She got up and hugged me, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!" Like,
oh, Stephanie and Brian?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. They don't work there anymore.
Oh,
Brian doesn't work there anymore.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
See, like, I've been out the minute.
It's all good. But that's so cute.
So like,
shout out Stephanie and Brian.
Yes, you remember them now. So yeah, cool.
They're on the Christmas card list.
All right, good. So like, so they were there, and I was like, "Oh, dope. What's up going on, guys?" And they were like, "Yeah, we're good." Blah blah blah. I was like, so I'm like, okay, cool. And then so like, yeah, I just enjoyed that. So like now I'm like as an opportunity to like.
Well, dude, we would go religiously every week, and so were a lot of other folks. So of course, you definitely made an impression.
Yeah. So, but like, I love that. And I think that's what I'm capable of doing, and like making that quick, instant, like, we're gonna be friends today. And like, I don't even care if you wanna be my friend. We are being friends, period. Like, I don't care. Yeah. I'm gonna talk to you. If you don't wanna talk to me, I'm gonna probably still just squeeze on.
Yeah, but you're definitely the kind of person that's motivated by like, I don't wanna say negative enforcement, but like, you try harder when you know someone like doesn't want to talk to you, or if someone just doesn't want to talk to you. Like if they're not interested in being your friend, you're like, cute. We gonna be friends by the end of the night.
With you. Like you don't have to play my game.
Yeah, you're like challenge accepted. You're
like,
gonna be my friend.
I'm never gonna give you this card or trivia to play, but like I'm still gonna talk to you. Like we gonna walk by your table.
You're not getting out of this.
Hey, you got fries? Yo, I need some fries on your table. Like so, like I've always liked that part. Like. Internally engaging with other human beings, because I'm like, the world that we live in, as big as it is only as small as the people that we have in it. Yeah. So like every interaction that I can make with anybody, I feel like needs to be positive. And like I only get one chance. It's not even about me. I genuinely always want everybody around me to be better.
But that's a really nice philosophy, and it's a really nice way to walk through life, because so many people get so hung up on their ish, and it's like, save that for the privacy of your own home. Man. Save that for crying in your car in an empty parking lot. Like, don't, as Tabitha Brown likes to say, have a good day, and if you can't, don't you dare do nothing to ruin somebody else's. Yes. And that's I mean, I'm sure I'm not quoting her exactly, but that's exactly how people...
What's her catchphrase? Because now you got me messed up.
She does, that's my business.
Yeah, thank you.
Tabitha Brown, y'all. Please, if you don't know her, please look her up. She has a wonderful children's program on YouTube or Netflix. Netflix. She won awards for it. She's amazing. I adore her. And that's one of my TikTok videos, as I was doing a review of her foods that she had at Target. Love you, Tabitha.
And I have...
please bring the dill pickle popcorn back. It's so good.
I have her seasoning.
Yes, I have all three of her seasonings too, Tabitha. Shout out.
First ever human being on McCormick seasoning. And she was black.
Yep.
Just
a black vegan, y'all, which is... Crazy. A rarity in itself.
Nuts.
And she is just, her outlook on life is, and she's got a story to tell too. Tabs, I'd love to have you on the pod. I'd love to have you on the pod. I'm like, yeah, I would. That would be a get, baby. Yeah. But she just has such, I mean, and her story is not so much, it's not so much unique compared to other people, but the fact is she comes from a real place. She has real experiences, and she's like, listen, we need to just put goodness out into the world. Yeah. And it's not hard. It's really not as hard to do as some people think it is.
I'm going to tell the same story that I told you earlier. I'm only here today. Yeah. Because last night I was like in a weird place. Like I had an epiphany, like type of deal. I was sitting home. I was tired. I've been working a lot. And I'm like, I don't know if I really want to help Mike tomorrow. I was like, I got things to do. But then I was like,
but he appreciates you, Mike, for the opportunity.
No, there's more coming.
I know.
There's more coming. I was thinking to myself, like 3 years ago, I would have done anything to be in a movie theater to film people giving reviews. Yeah. Like that was the get. That was the goal. 3 years ago. Yeah. And I was seriously sitting in my bedroom, like contemplating not doing it. Like, what? Like that's wild to me to think that I have an opportunity to do the things that 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I started a small little podcast and dreamed of getting to this point and thought about turning it down.
Yeah.
It's like, that's stupid.
So the number one thing that Michael J. Fox talks about, because people ask him all the time, like, what keeps you going? What keeps you motivated? You always seem so happy. And his whole thing is gratitude is the attitude. Like, there are so many things to be thankful of in this world, regardless of what you've got going on, health-wise, physically, whatever the case, financially. There are still so many things out there to be positive and happy about. Just again, you as an example, like, I haven't seen you in a minute. You roll up here, we're talking about lavalier mics, we're talking about gear, and I'm like, yo, like, not only did you not have all of this stuff the last time I saw you, but you didn't have the knowledge, you didn't have the motivation, you probably weren't even in a place financially where you could even think about dropping certain, money on certain equipment. And now here you are, you've got this, you've got that, you're like, oh, I can do this. And Mike behind the scenes was texting you specs and shoot it like this way. And you were like, bet, like, you knew exactly what he was talking about. And it's like, dude, like, when you see somebody that has a passion, but is motivated by that passion, because so many people have a passion, right? And so many people have good ideas and wouldn't this be so great? But they dwell on the wouldn't it and not, I'm gonna make it happen.
So I'm a big reverse engineer person. I've always had the confidence to be like, I'm gonna say the word wrong, even if it's wrong. Like, that's who I am. Like,
but you're not going to stop talking.
I'm never going to stop talking, which means I'm just never going to stop doing it. Like, we get Earth, big, been around for a billion years, right? We are literally a speck of dirt in the timeline of life. So to live it like dirt seems irresponsible of the time that God has given me. So to give back to the world that he's given me, or let's not say God, but whatever you feel,
whatever.
To give back is like one of the greatest joys that I get in my life. Like, every single day, if I could inspire my coworker, my kids, anybody that's around me, I feel like blessed and I feel not obligated, but inspired.
Well, and you know what? At the end of the day, you have no idea what the person standing next to you is going through.
Listen.
So you can either improve their situation or you can make things so much worse for them. And I don't think anybody wakes up with that motivation of like, how can I fuck up somebody's day today? Nobody does that. So when you were like, I'm doing this business, what was your first job? Was it a full-on wedding? Was it a photo shoot?
When I started so that's a weird thing because I started off editing.
Right.
And then I was like, oh yeah, I could definitely do this.
Well, I mean, technically your first thing was the video podcast,
that YouTube stuff,
the vlog, whatever you want to call it.
I watched those.
Dude, aren't we so cute?
Oh my God.
We're just adorbs in those videos. You're cringing.
I do. I can't watch. I was like, why did I think this lighting was great? And it's so funny. I still have those old videos.
You didn't know. Because you didn't know.
You start.
It wasn't the worst. That's for sure. It's not like this lighting right now, which we have no control over.
So yes, I agree with you. So it wasn't the worst.
It wasn't the worst.
But the editing style, oh my God. I was great. It was fine. I look back and I'm like, I'm happy I did it. I will tell people,
the Splash Network on YouTube, look up our Spider-Man review, which was filmed in my dining room. Look up our Endgame review, which was filmed, as we said, in AMC theaters with permission. Those were good ones.
Those were good ones. I mean, actually, I miss my Geeky Get Down stuff. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I mean, I like the reviews. They were definitely cool. They're definitely something I was like.
I was going to say, thanks for not saying you
know
miss
what?
our...
It's a wild thing. So like my movie experiences
are so different now.
And
you're not seeing films like you were.
Not even like I don't have...
Not me, still going strong.
I don't have the tendency to want to see films like I used to. Like, it's weird for me because I looked forward to Friday and Thursday.
Did you see Aquaman 2?
No,
because you're a DC guy.
No, absolutely not. I haven't.
Good. It's better than the first one. All right, well, it is better than the first one, but it's still trash.
But I just, you know what? I know why we did it. I'm not saying why, but.
Did you see the Batman?
No.
Oh my.
I didn't see Joker.
Bro, why?
I know. But it's, you know why? I want to see them and I can't see them. It's still like
This is surprising me.
A choice of life for me. I enjoy what this brings me right now so much.
Are you watching anything right now?
No, I don't watch TV.
You're blowing my mind.
I don't watch TV.
Are you still reading comic books?
I am not.
You're blowing my mind.
I do audiobooks, I do business books.
But you're not on the pulse anymore.
I'm not even there.
You're not.
So like,
do you know who's going to the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Do you know who Travis Kelce's dating right now?
I do know, because
how far
football is
behind
not.
are
Football
we?
hasn't.
That's right. You still do well.
I do.
And you'll be happy to know I adore Jason Kelce.
Oh.
He is my favorite brother.
New Heights is a great podcast.
New Heights is a great podcast. We don't need to give them any more marketing. They're the number one podcast for sports, whatever the fuck. But Jason Kelce is my man. I love him. So you don't watch anything.
I don't. No,
You're not reading anything.
That's not true. So
You're reading shit to help advance your business.
So that is true. I also do when I say read, I audio
romance novels. He loves
audio
romance
book.
novels.
So like I've been into like really fantasy trivia, not fantasy trivia, like fantasy books. So like right now I just finished like the Wheel of Time series.
Oh shit!
Like the actual book.
There's a show.
Yeah, I know. That's actually what made me read it.
Okay.
Because then I started doing that. So like I do.
Bro, The Expanse.
So yeah,
The Expanse.
I started that, and then I was like, oh no, it's too much. And then they got like some weird darky stuff and horror. And because
the show is amazing.
Because I watch it like at night. So like if I watch TV, I'm not doing that.
Problem.
I don't do horror. Like love it, but don't do it.
There isn't any though in the show.
It's dark as shit. So good. It's okay.
It's so good.
But no, so
you watch The Boys.
Yes.
That's dark. Though.
I love that shit. But that's
dark.
Superhero dark. Like
it's adult superhero shit. It is genuinely 100% what it would be like if superheroes were real.
Actually really existed.
Genuinely exactly how it would go.
Oh, God.
In this fucked up world of ours.
Love it.
Bro.
And every single second. It's actually the one time.
And my boy Jensen was on the last season.
And Tracy doesn't watch a lot of like my like random off like cartoony shit. And she was like, is The Boys coming back? I'm like, babe, the strike happened. We are in. Like, let's go.
I mean.
Yes. So.
I've already met Carl Urban. I'd love to say hi to him again because he's just on another level. But
is he?
Dude, come on.
Okay.
He's Butcher, man.
I know.
Bro.
I know. So I'm really excited about that.
Hey, Carl.
That's the one show I think I'm really super excited about.
I'm telling you to watch it. Watch it. Oh, the Orville.
I'm mad.
Bro.
Yeah, that was really good.
Bro.
And you know what's so crazy?
And they were supposed to give us another season.
And it's just because of they're and like.
I know.
Did you read this backstory on like how like some of them weren't getting paid because they were like,
and then two actors got married and got divorced like immediately. Like it was a whole drama.
It was a wild thing. But no, I think that was, and then like.
That fucking show was so great.
And I started watching Star Trek Discovery.
Yep.
That was really good. I didn't think I was good at. I didn't really think I was good at enjoy the Star Trek world.
You need to go back and watch other ones. Enterprise, you would dig Enterprise.
So it's so funny. Ready? I watched there's a Prodigy show, right? The one for Nickelodeon for the kids.
Oh yeah.
So which had Gene Erwin in it, or
okay.
No, I'm saying it wrong.
I'm not sure what you're trying to say. So
it's
I
the
can't
captain's captain's name.
Oh, Janeway.
Janeway, thank you. I was
Kate Mulgrew, shout out. Met her too.
So I was like, she was like, and I was like, my son started watching. I was like, hey, come on.
You should watch Lower Decks. You would do Lower Decks.
No, love though. That's because you know what? I do 30 bits. So like, I don't like doing like 2-hour-long shows. Like I'm just not. I can't. Like
you don't have the attention.
Like
span.
I don't like. I need to be like, okay, guys, because
yeah,
there's a weird thing that happens when you start like your own thing. You're like, all you think about is like, okay, I should be doing this thing next, or I could be doing this thing next. So like,
but you're gonna see JDF's last film, the Power Rangers film.
Oh, for sure. I just like.
But what's going on with that? Like, shouldn't that have been out by now?
Everything got delayed after the strike and the editing and everything. And I think they're also waiting for the right time to put that out.
Which is any time.
I know.
Put it out. I can't wait for that.
That's it. I mean, other than that, I mean, like, yeah.
It's just so funny what a difference a year makes.
Oh, for
And I was just talking with Katrina about it. It's like, y'all have been from point A to point B, and holy shit, is point B different from point A? And it's like, good Lord, it's amazing.
It's amazing, and I think it's one of those things that I never anticipated.
Yeah.
Like, because I was like, if you ever asked me before, I'm like, I'm Joe. That's who I am. I'm a hard worker. I'm exciting, but I'm like, I'm Joe the photographer.
Yeah.
Like, it's like part of the identity now.
Yeah.
So it's like weird to say, like, I don't know what I'd do if I didn't do this now.
Well, so
like, it's such a weird thing.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. So we talked about like your first quote unquote JOB with the new job, whatever. Yeah. Do you have any fun wedding stories?
Oh.
Because people turn up at weddings. They turn up at weddings.
So weddings.
You turn up at weddings.
That's actually the thing. Crazy. I go ham. I love weddings. Like things is like a great time.
Yeah.
Like because.
Like Wedding Crashers could have been about your life.
I love weddings just so much because it's one thing to get married. It's one thing to choose having these people in your day.
Okay.
So like my perception of weddings have like very much changed because I've seen people have like awful weddings, god awful weddings.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you guys are doing this wedding for the wrong reasons. And then I've also seen some people that like, I'm like, oh my God, why are you guys not already married? Like I see like, when I see some grooms sometimes and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, please don't make me cry. I'm behind the camera. But the stories that I think that are like great and the reason why I do what I do is because like my business named after my mother that passed away.
Yeah.
So I got a call about 6 months ago. Bride's dad passed away.
Aww.
And she asked me if I had any more footage for her that she could use. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, yeah, I literally that same day went home, looked at every piece of footage and I'm like, we're there for 8 hours, guys. So like,
right, yeah.
That's a lot of footage to go through, but I sent her every single piece.
Aww.
So like that connection that we get, the opportunity to capture people and they're like moments that you never think about. Like, that's why I love video. Like I would choose video over photography almost any other day of the week because you can hear him saying, I love you. And I'm so proud of the things that you've accomplished.
Yeah.
And to choose this guy.
You got to start doing interviews at weddings.
Yeah, like
you got to start doing interviews at weddings.
So it's just like.
Because you'll get that.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. I'm also not a person that interviews, but I'm like, I'm gonna engage you.
Yeah.
Like there's a twist to that.
What if you had like a script or like a series of questions and you could just hand them to people and then they could pick what they want to respond to and then just, do your response,
I'm so much better on the dance floor during a reception that I get all their people's reactions. So like Granny was dancing, like I was last February, this grandma I thought was amazing. She was dancing with Grandpa. Grandpa had his cane in his back of his belt loop.
Oh my God,
and she was going and she did this dance and I'm like, I don't know this dance. Like, I don't know. It's not swing. And she's a straight up line dance.
Yeah.
Only one on the dance floor. I was like, you know what, screw this. I put my camera down on the side over there and I was like, come on, it's time to teach me. And she's like, all right. We're like, we were dancing the whole time. Like mom and dad and like the bride and groom come up. They're like, oh my God, no one ever dances with her.
Right.
Thank you for doing it. Like, it was just those type of things I think leave more of an impression than like the interview. Like, you want to see grandma and grandpa dance.
Right.
Like, you want to see the time when they come over there and hug you. And like, so like those moments to me, my God, like I just can't even imagine not capturing
You love
them.
love.
I do love love, but I love love with like genuine care. Like most people just go through life just like, I'm going to meet this person that I love. I'm going to spend the rest of my life with them. Like, there's some people that I meet, like my wife, I knew like early on.
That was your person.
That was my person.
Yeah.
That's my being. Like, so like to come back to where we are now, like do all the things that we did, like, I was like, what?
Yeah.
So like, and like to celebrate that. So like our wedding, we were very particular, like, hey, the table thing, like going by and saying hi at the tables, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't something we were gonna do, but we do want you to be there and enjoy our time. We spent, I think, every single second on the dance floor. Like,
that's nice.
Like, we just danced. We did all the type of dances. We came into Sierra 1 2 step. Like, like I love that. And like all my friends were like, oh my God, your wedding was a party. I'm like, yeah. I mean, I got my.
Well, I always wonder about that, because again, I mentioned my friend AJ, and I know a couple of people that are in the same industry as you, and it's always like, what are their weddings going to be like, and what do they prioritize, and you know what I mean? Like there's that whatever that movie, that J-Lo movie where she
with the wedding planner.
The wedding planner. Thank you. Where she's a wedding planner. I was literally going to say where she's a wedding planner. And she was like, I don't want any of this. I just want to elope. I don't want any fanfare, da da da. But like you fanfare. You want to turn it out. Yeah.
I feel bad because I did it first and then we got married. And so I was like, I need this color plate. I need this color palette. Like we need to.
You were involved.
I need a theme. Like most brides, I felt like I might have stole it from her a little bit, and then I got annoyed a little bit. Like I was like, okay, this needs to happen this way.
Yeah.
And she was like, all right, listen.
You were like, that's not my vision, Tracy.
Like that's not what I want. And then she was like, all right, so you need to promise me that you're not going to say anything to the photographers. You chose them, so you need to trust that you chose them right.
That's right.
And I was like, at some point, I was like, all right, hey guys, I looked at my groomsmen. I'm like, hey, all right, come on, no, let's in line, stop, no, hey. Bruce, stay still. So like I did all of this. So like they were like, are you just gonna take the photo? I was like, oh yeah, my bad guys, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So I took a step back.
Yeah.
But other than that, like,
but it is hard to do.
It's once you do it, like, and then like you automatically in a scene, like you go to work, you know what you're going to do.
See, you need to develop, well, not necessarily for your wedding, but you need to develop the mentality that producer Mike has, where if it's not his job, if he's not on the payroll, he just takes a step back and he's like, you want to fuck it up? Go ahead, fuck it up. Because if they fuck it up, y'all gonna call me next.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Like,
that is true.
Like producer Mike is very business savvy, very shrewd in that regard.
Yes.
I mean, we're talking about his film that came out. Another film came out. I won't shout them out on the pod, but Mike was like, I saw that film. It's trash. Really thrilled that my movie's coming out a week later so everybody can compare the two. And he was like, yeah, hilarious. Go see Candlewood. Yeah. So I mean that's, he understands that he doesn't have to constantly be selling himself because his work speaks for itself.
Yes.
And you are, I think you're getting to that point where you can have that same thing.
I think I will say yes, my work does speak for itself.
But again, at your own wedding, it's a little different.
It's a little different.
You want what you want.
Also, I figured out, I'm not going to dilute my business.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not. But everybody's a photographer.
Yeah.
Everybody has a camera.
Yeah.
Your phone can take great pictures
For
on its own.
Like look at my Insta.
Like your phone can take pictures.
Yeah.
But
and your filters.
Your wedding day is not about your picture.
Right. Your wedding is not about Insta. It's about looking back. Yeah.
8 days an hour with one guy.
Yeah.
And if you're going to choose that one guy, you're going to want to be engaging, or female, whoever it is, just engage with them. So like for me, I'm the party. I know who I am. I'm like, so like the dancing photographer, whatever you want to call it, entertaining photographer.
That should be your
I
hook on
literally
TikTok.
think like, because I'm going, there's one
photographer.
guy, Justin Porter. I love him. He's amazing. He's another big black guy. He has a great beard. But yeah, like just engaging. Like I'm 100% serious from bridal prep until reception. But as soon as you're done with toast, we lighten it up.
So I'm going to ask you the hard questions that I ask everybody that owns a business because I'm fascinated by it.
Okay.
Pricing.
That's
always, I feel like that's always the hardest conversation when it comes around to these are my fees. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to sell yourself short, but you also understand people are doing shit on a budget.
Okay.
Have you ever been in a situation where either you have said, like, listen, y'all can't afford me, or, not to say that you would help somebody out, because I really don't want you to do that. I don't want you to dilute your services and your fees like that. But have you ever kind of been in a position where you were like you're looking around and you're like, y'all are having paper plates at the reception. Like maybe you don't need a full video. Like,
no.
Like professionally, do you give them alternate ideas? Or hey, we can scale it back.
Yeah. Wow, that's such a weird question for me.
Yeah.
Only because...
Well, because you're still very new to it.
Not because I'm new to it. I also always have... And God, this is going to suck. I enjoy...
Getting paid?
The business.
Yeah.
What I do.
Right.
More than I enjoy the dollar value. It's a weird concept because...
But we're not putting that on the business card. Y'all don't need to know about that. Yeah.
So but for me, it really comes down to sometimes
He can't enjoy it if he broke, y'all. Yeah.
So if it's like off season and like this bride really like, so for wedding videos, I'll say this, wedding videos is generally the last thing to be booked at your wedding.
Sure, that's fair.
Because
not everybody does it.
Because not everybody does it. There's still a high premium on photography.
Yeah.
Even though video requires more work and effort than photography does. But the premium on video is so short. So I get calls sometimes 3 weeks before their wedding. They've said, hey, we finally made the last payment. There's still money left over in our budget. Can you do this? If I'm not
that's cool.
busy and like I vibe with them, let's do this.
Well, and I think now it's gotten more popular because now it's on socials. So like Erica, who I've had on the pod, her wedding video, just like the montage that she put out publicly on Facebook, like I still to this day think of that and I'm like, man, that's a nice wedding. That was a nice wedding. And and Lindsay, shout out Lindsay, also on the pod. Same, her wedding was spectacular. And I'm like, yo, I need to see the footage. Cause the same thing, hers was a crazy party and really nice venue and her family's so amazing. And it's like, those are the things like, I'm sure brides, when they're looking around on Pinterest, whatever, and they see footage like that, they're like, oh, I wasn't gonna do a video. But the problem is they also assume that everybody's the same quality and it might not be the case. So,
and there's this new thing, content creators. And I just warn people about brides that hire content creators, like my basic general warning.
Y'all, that's tacky.
Not that it's tacky.
No, it's tacky.
I respect anybody that they choose. Just make sure the reason why
respectfully, it's tacky.
The reason why you get video or a moving picture is for audio.
Okay.
Most content creators aren't miking your groom. They're not miking your JP. They're not recording your toast. So you're just gonna get muffled sound. So I just want you to be aware of that as like a warning shot.
But it's tacky. Don't do it. Stop.
I want you to
hire a professional.
I just want you to keep that in mind. And you can always I'll be honest with you, I don't believe in the pricing structure of wedding photography or videography because some people are like, you need to charge this much money because you need to be there for 8 hours. I feel
like you'll get to a point though, especially if it becomes your full time.
I agree.
That
I need to charge a certain price. But what I'm saying is,
you need to charge where you're at.
Yes, professionally. But at the same time, I started from $1,800 for a wedding, which at the time, everyone's like, your quality is way better because I've been doing it for a while. I knew what my camera was and I did that. But I will say that if you're thinking about it, find someone, go on Facebook, go anywhere, enjoy. Someone might be starting up from college.
And if they're not posting stuff, if they're not sharing a portfolio, if you're hiring them to do video and they don't have any video.
Or they don't have a website or like an Instagram page with 30 people and people are talking on it. There's no Google reviews. Be careful because there's a lot of scammers out there right now in the industry that are just hiring and taking your money and running away. But
get references too. Yes.
So but your budget is important. Yes, I'm not going to deny that, but just take the time. Just choose.
But don't sell yourself short either.
I won't.
Price for what you're worth.
I've said no to for
all of you people out there. Price at what you are worth. And I'm talking prostitutes. I'm talking.
Oh, hey.
I'm just saying in any industry, price what you are worth. That's what I'm saying. Porn is not free. It is, but it's not.
Okay, good. You gotta watch an ad or something, but whatever.
But really, charge what you're worth.
Do you?
Boo, because you are worth it.
Do you? But no,
and if someone tells you that you're not, well, again, as Mike would say, fine, hire somebody else and have a shitty outcome.
Yeah.
And then you'll call me next time.
Then you'll call, Yeah. Have a bad day.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Number one rule, for any wedding vendor, or for anyone hiring a wedding vendor. Minus your venue, because once you choose your venue, you're like in that, right?
Yeah.
But everybody else, especially for your photographer, your wedding planner, your wedding coordinator, your day of person, whoever that is, do yourself a favor and talk to them. Like legitimately
sit down, tell them what you want,
Zoom chat, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's not even about the vision. You are with this human being for 8 to 10 hours of your day.
You would hope that person likes you and is going to show you in a good light and not show you stuff in your face with fucking wings and cake.
It's just like I can easily talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Some people don't always have that. And but also, I know for a fact.
You shouldn't be in the business if you're socially awkward. I'm sorry.
No.
You should be like on the editing side, whatever. But you shouldn't be working with people.
You should match your vibe. because
okay.
I like
Then be hired by socially awkward people.
but yes. So like I know I annoy the shit out of some people.
It's a true story.
I know that.
Yep.
So those people won't ever hire me.
I would hire you,
But
but you are.
You're not socially awkward.
No, but you are annoying.
I'm super annoying. I'm fully aware. I'm loud, obnoxious, and like people think that I'm obnoxious just to be obnoxious. I'm just blah blah. So, but I don't mesh with everybody, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And you don't need me, but mesh the person that you're going to spend your day with. That's all. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
your wedding photos are an emotional attachment to your day. So if you had a bad day with that person, even though your wedding was perfect, you cried, everything was good, but if you looked at that
omen.
photo,
You're getting a divorce.
you see that guy, you remember that guy was grumpy back behind the photo.
Dude,
you remember looking at that
You always
photo.
remember the bad customer service, 100%.
And then, so no matter if your pictures were gorgeous, everything was perfect, and you remember that guy just made you angry.
Remember that photographer was like a fucking grumpy guy? Like,
why did he yell at everyone? Like, so those things
to
me, like, are even more important. Like, I tell most of my brides, I'm like, I guarantee you'll have an amazing day. You'll have some good photos, but I guarantee you'll have an amazing day. Yeah. So like, just keep those things in mind. All those little tidbits.
So for future brides out there, people thinking about their wedding day, when's too late to call you? When is too late?
I have literally shot a wedding 2 days before. Like I got the call 2 days.
At some point, you're going to be so busy
if I'm too
that
busy,
it's going to be like, y'all.
I would say if you're doing a last minute thing, it's usually all payments are usually made for any wedding venue, any wedding person is a month ahead. Okay. So give yourself like a month and a half, 2 months to really like figure it out, budget it out, and do all.
But if someone drops out last minute and you're available, you'll come through.
I'm out. I'm good. I love to like. I genuinely love what I do.
Yeah.
So like to like say, oh, this is my Saturday. Yeah. Wife doesn't like
I'm not watching movies. I'm not watching TV shows. Like, what else am I fucking doing?
So let's go.
I'm just listening to podcasts about business.
Yeah, I love it. Love it.
Unless the Eagles are playing, then don't call
the Eagles,
Joe.
Then don't call me. I literally was watching. It was last year when they were in the playoffs, and I was literally driving to a quinceañera, angry that I was going to this quinceañera. Angry. Hey, what up, Carla? I know we got one in a month. You have two daughters.
It's all good. It's all good. So okay, well let's talk football for a second, because I really don't know fuck all about football. But the rumor is Goodall is trying to get rid of the tush push.
And I'm not worried about it anymore.
He's just jealous because it's so fucking cool.
You know what?
I love the tush push.
It's great, but it's not going to be effective anymore.
Why? Because Kelsey's, but he's not retiring. He turned around and he said he wasn't going to retire.
It's an emotional thing.
He can't help himself.
I know.
He can't help himself. What's he going to do? What's he going to watch? He's got nothing else going on. He's not going to be a fucking commentator wearing flip-flops and freaking sweatpants next to Shaq. Like, he's not.
You know what he's going to do?
Bro.
He's going to be, I think
he's going to continue with the New Heights podcast.
I think once Travis, they're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Just like the Manning brothers.
I know he'll be fine.
Yes.
But the Manning brothers are still doing shit. I don't know that Jason wants to do certain things.
Yes.
He likes what he's doing now. He's good at what he does.
Yeah. I'm not worried about the tush push thing.
Maybe he'll be a coach. I feel like he would be a really good coach.
He'd be an amazing
Jason
offensive
Kelsey,
coordinator.
shout out, love you, but you'd be a great coach. You should coach.
So but if they get rid of the tush push, it just means another way. I don't think they will. And you know why they won't?
92% of the time it works every time.
Yes. So the only reason why I won't, because other people have tried it.
Yeah. So and they're just mad because they're not good at it.
And if other people have tried it and it's not working, that just means it's a thing.
It's so good.
It's so good.
I'm still not a fan of the Eagles. I just love you, Jason. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I apologize to Rob McElhenney. I just can't. I apologize to Bradley Cooper. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I just will not.
Did you watch Mastero?
What was it called?
Mastero, the Bradley Cooper movie?
Maestro.
It's
actually, I'm watching it this weekend. It's on the list. I watched Rustin and I watched Naiad, which are also on Netflix, also nominated for Oscars. The Oscars is my Super Bowl. This is probably coming out after the Oscars. But yeah, as I said to Jeff, it is my Super Bowl. I take work off for it. It's a big fucking deal. But I'm also very jaded by the voting and who gets nominated. It's ever since last year listen, I loved Everything Everywhere All at Once, but
that won a lot of awards.
Y'all, it didn't need to win all of them. It didn't need to win all of them. Okay.
And this year, Barbie got.
I'm not disappointed with Barbie. At the end of the day, the only people that I think that should have been nominated as far as Barbie was concerned is Greta and the writers for writing. and set design and costumes. I don't feel that Margot should have got it. America was nominated. Ryan was nominated. That's lovely. Don't think they needed to be. Just like Jamie Lee Curtis, don't think she needed to be. I'm glad she got it. But again, as I said on the pod, and I've said it, it's on the record, she got it because it was her damn time. It was her turn.
It was her turn.
And it's been too fucking long. Same thing with Leo. I don't think Leo should have gotten it for Revenant. He should have gotten it for something else. But it was his fucking turn. It's, you can't keep having the Susan Lucci's out there. And because at some point, all of these actors are going to say, you know what, don't fucking call me.
Yeah, don't bother.
Because I'm not being appreciated, which I get. But do I think Jamie should have got it for that one? No. Love you though. Love you, Jamie. Would love to have you on the pod. Also you, Leo, but I'm not in your age bracket, so it's not happening. Not that I want to date him. I don't want to date him. But I'm still not. He probably won't even talk to me because I'm going to be the big 4. Oh, sorry, Leo. Sorry. Sorry, you have to come to face with your mortality if there's someone else, whatever. I don't know. But yeah. So yeah. That's where we're at.
How'd you?
That's what,
You got there.
But Naiad was
really fast and weird.
Naiad was really good. Rustin was really good. I'm disappointed that Origin wasn't nominated. I'm disappointed that I don't know. Bro, this is what happens. You can't ask me questions about movies because I can't help it. I can't help it. I just want to talk about movies all fucking day, and I don't have anyone to talk to movies about. I don't have anyone to talk to me.
You should just talk to yourself in a camera.
They don't need to hear me anymore.
I think that's the best version. That's the new pod. Like when you run out of guests, you're like, I'm almost out of guests. I'm just gonna stare at this camera and talk to you about these movies.
They don't need that. Nobody needs that.
I think that's the perfect.
They've had enough bariatric updates for me. Like I don't even know that I'm gonna do any more of those because I'm sure people are tired. Well, I did one about the whale. I did a whole episode about the whale. Maybe. If something really, really inspires me like the whale, maybe. But fuck y'all. I don't know.
It's okay.
I just love movies. I just love them.
Fair enough. I
just love pop culture. I love actors. I love shows. I love,
Why do you think that is?
We always were growing up, like the TV was always on in my house. My dad was really into TV. My mom she's really not anymore. She doesn't watch a whole lot. She does go out to films and stuff, like she saw Candlewood with me. But that's just been our whole lives. Like I tell people this story. My sister and I, for a year straight, watched The Breakfast Club every fucking day.
No.
Every day. For a year
it's
straight.
A good movie.
At one point, for whatever reason, and I don't remember how old we were, for whatever reason, my sister sat down and was hand writing out the dialogue. I don't know why. I don't know what she was trying to get with it, but we were just so that was our film. And then I met all of them but Emilio this year, and I gave her the picture of them, and she cried, and it was a big deal. But we've always been that way. We always really care about this kind of stuff. I don't know, maybe it's the fantasy, maybe as I love people's stories. I say that all the time. That's why I did this pod. I just love people's stories, and I love storytelling. Good and bad. I've seen some fucking stinkers. I still don't know what the fuck Beau is Afraid is about, bro. That movie's another level. Holy fuck. But I do. I love stories. And fuck everybody giving Marvel shit. Marvel's so fucking good. Fuck you guys, honestly. Listen, I saw Endgame 10 times for a fucking reason. That bitch is a masterpiece. Fuck all of y'all. Fuck all of y'all.
The climax of my entire journey. I couldn't believe we got there.
Bro.
That was a wild journey.
Bro.
But I don't, you know what? I actually come to a conclusion about the Marvel thing. It is actually designed for comics. You don't read every single comic, or you don't grab every single iteration of that comic.
Right.
Some people like Spider-Man. Somebody only bought the Spider-Man books. Some people only bought the Iron Man.
We talked about this on episode 1 of the pod. Yeah.
It's designed for other people. It's not always designed for you.
Right.
That's actually what makes Marvel.
But yet as I've talked about this with Dan, but it all has the same tone.
Yes.
Connective tissue. It all works within one another. Even when we start branching out into other universes and talking about multiverses and all this other fucking shit, and how the fuck do the Eternals fit in, and how it all works. And that's the biggest problem DC has. I've said it on audio before. I'm saying it on video now. DC, get your shit together.
Yeah.
Fucking cohesion. Jesus Christ. But yeah. So I just love it all. I love it all.
And I think
and one of these days I'll find somebody that watches as many movies as I do, and then I can talk to them about it. Because I can't talk to anyone because they haven't seen anything. I'm like, but don't you know what's out there? Like,
that's why I think you should do it.
No, I can't.
Put it on the people. Other would comment with you.
No, because nobody wants to just hear me. Like,
are you serious?
True story.
I don't think that's true.
It's a true story.
People literally watch nothing for hours on TikTok.
Bro, it's weird. That's weird to me too.
But
and
to
like
be fair,
watching other people do like
other
game
things
and
is
shit,
but that's a thing. Like, because I think our world got so disconnected through the pandemic that our social interactions have converted.
Well, I mean, you and I are obsessed with Ready Player One.
Oh, it's amazing. And
then Ready Player Two. Yeah.
So
but yeah,
that's the world that we live.
It's definitely where we're headed,
so
bro.
If that's the case,
also, you guys read that book. Those books are amazing.
Great book.
The film is nothing like the books, but it's still pretty good
too.
See, he does watch things and read things.
Yeah, read. I read. Other than
watch The Expanse. Watch The Expanse.
I'll add it to the list. I have a long
list.
list.
Too much. There's
a lot of stuff out there.
Much.
Like,
there's too fucking much.
So yeah,
and it sucks.
Yeah.
It was a very musical episode. I think it's my only musical episode. But anyway, well, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
It's late. People are closing. Shops are closing.
Oh, the lights went off on the
lights went off on the theaters. Damn. Excuse us.
And I think some weed being smoked restaurant people
somewhere.
are editing.
Oh. No, not them. Oh, no, the theater people are like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Get out of here.
All right, so.
But yeah, there is some weed being smoked around the corner.
So
good for y'all.
Congratulations to you.
On you too.
On 365 days. A full year.
50 episodes.
50 episodes.
Bro.
Congrats.
I made it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And you still want to do it.
I've got 20 people on my list to interview. One of these days, all of their schedules will work out and it'll happen. Which is why
you got one more today.
Which is why we're going into season 2, because I couldn't get anybody in season 1. So hopefully you will not get any more solo updates from me, and I will just have straight interviews with people.
And backlog that.
I'm working on it.
Good.
I'm working. So again, we're recording this, we're filming this when Candlewood premieres. Candlewood will have been out for a full month by the time y'all hear this. And who knows, Jason Kelsey might have retired again by then. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see.
Who knows?
But either way,
yeah.
Congrats. I'm very
Thank you.
proud that you kept doing it.
Thanks.
You thought about it and you attacked it.
Thanks, man. Well, same with you, dude.
Yeah.
Same.
So keep it up.
I'm loving the glow up.
Hey, that's the only way we grow up.
Oh, shit. Look at you.
I actually don't know why I said that, but that was great.
Well,
on that note,
this was Try Not to Curse. Thank you guys for 1 year.
Also,
and 50
let her
episodes.
know if you guys like the video thing, because I've been telling her.
We're gonna have to edit the fuck out of this, though.
I told her she needs to do this better and like.
I cannot find anyone to record with me. That's the problem. The number one question I get when I tell people that I want to do the pod, they're like, it's not video, right? That's the number. Nobody wants to be on video. So you, Mike, Jeff, I think that's it. I don't think anyone else wants to be on video. Billy, maybe. Yeah.
So don't do it.
I'm not.
But you can record you.
No one wants to see that either.
And then you could just put your phone up and then you don't even have to worry about it.
That's so awkward.
But
that's cringy.
It's, oh my God.
It's cringy.
Welcome to TikTok and social media. Oh, I want to grow my podcast. I want to have more people visit me.
Well, yeah, whatever.
How are you going to grow your podcast if
But
we
again,
don't see you?
if it's just me, it's not like people follow
people
by like
have solo
what's
podcasts.
funny. But I'm not telling jokes on here.
They don't need, that's what's go viral. That does that mean they have consistent followers?
I'm not going viral, I'll tell you that much.
That's why I'm saying you need a consistent follower base.
Unless I'm talking about Jason Kelsey and the Tush Push, maybe.
And should I just hit the button now?
Love to have you on the show. And no threat to Kylie. That is your man. I respect you, girl.
Okay, got it. Bye.